My name is Sherly Campen, and I'm speaking as a homeschool parent and former public school teacher. Accountability measures like those discussed in SB 1296 reinforce the principle that educational representation should truly reflect and remain responsive to the people it serves. This bill also provides transparency. We are lucky in the state of Florida to have amazing teachers who just want to serve their students. This bill will require that all public school teachers are represented and not just the interest of a few. Thank you for your time.
As a lifelong resident of Clay County, a school board member, and a daughter of a teacher who has taught for over 30 years, I've engaged with Clay County Education Association quite frequently. Instead of focusing on supporting teachers and students, they devote their time and finances to advancing their own initiatives. They continuously prioritize the interests of a few over the expectations of the majority. When the union was up for recertification, only 861 votes secured recertification out of nearly 3,000 teachers in our district. After the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, they defended teachers who publicly celebrated the violent act that occurred on a school campus, amongst other activist behaviors. These actions depict an organization focused on their own advocacy, not one dedicated to representing and supporting teachers. It is time for a change. Teachers deserve to be supported by an organization that reflects the voice of the many, not just the loudest few. They deserve leaders who will stand up for them, ensuring teaching and learning remain at the heart of every decision we make. They deserve true representation, and Senate Bill 1296 will provide just that. Thank you.
Members of the committee, I'm honored to serve as the superintendent of Brevard Public Schools. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today about Senate Bill 1296. A union should represent all of the workers in their employee group. The 60% threshold is a step in that direction. If a union cannot earn the support and trust of more than 60% of the people it claims to represent, then it is not doing its job effectively. Just one point on the concept of unions representing a small fraction of their membership, not the majority. I want to comment on the hundreds and thousands of dollars school districts spend every year responding to frivolous lawsuits filed by unions. Union leadership will privately acknowledge that a termination was justified, but they will still file a grievance knowing they will lose. That is member dues and taxpayer money, and it's wasted. Not on improving classrooms, not on supporting teachers, but on litigation. They pursue simply because they feel obligated to defend every case. They do this because they only represent a small portion of their membership, not the majority. Thank you for your time.
I am Laurie Cox. I am a 36-year teacher, 33 of those here in Leon County, and now I have the privilege of serving on our Leon County School Board as well. And I was elected in 2022, and for most of my career, I saw where the teacher union, the group that was charged with helping our teachers, became a roadblock. Rather than serving the teachers that they were commanded to help. We're still at impasse right now in our school district. The TISA money, we were not given that. Our teachers didn't receive that until December of this year, although by state law it should be given by October the 1st. And the union constantly is a roadblock to us giving the teachers the money that they absolutely deserve. And so I'm proud to come today. Our teachers absolutely deserve as much pay as we can afford to give them. They do not make enough. I think we all agree on that. But at the end of the day, the union needs to be held accountable. And I feel like this bill will help ensure accountability to our union. So thank you, and I am in support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, and to each of you senators of this committee. My name is Elijah Key, Superintendent of Gaston County Schools, married to a teacher for almost 30 years. I stand in support of this bill. For recertification, 44 out of approximately 270 union-eligible teachers voted. Out of the 44 teachers, 43 voted to allow the union to continue to represent them. Therefore, the union is operating in Gaston County with less than 20% representation. With the assistance of the teacher salary increase allocation, Gaston has increased the salary by over $10,000 since 2021, one of the highest increases in the state. The union has continued to hold up negotiations to get TSIA funding in the hands of teachers sooner, with the ratification just taking place last week. They want to negotiate evaluations to get more teachers effective and highly effective regardless of students' performance and without doing the work that changes instructions and student outcome. A question was asked in one negotiation setting to the teacher union, how can we work together to increase teacher participation and professional development and other activities that increase student performances? The answer was to pay them for activities, even though the district is already paying for these activities to assist them for their recertification. It has been a continued pushback on best practices that improve teaching and learning for our students. We will continue to fight for salary increases for all of our teachers, as well as the best learning environment for those teachers because we understand that teachers are the number one factor in learning.
Hey, Ronnie Gray, Superintendent, Swanee County. Drove over today to speak in support of this bill. And I've heard a lot of talk. Let's remember what this bill does is legitimize the electoral process for how a union will be recertified, which is something that is a paid service to the faculty and the staff that is something that I think we should consider as very positive. I spent 15 years in the union, which is somebody that in my position you wouldn't normally think about. And the key focus of most unions, workers' rights, collective bargaining, workplace safety, the union would have you believe are somehow going away. I would remind everybody that those are mostly codified in federal and state law, and if not, they're found in your board policy or your workplace safety manual. So they're not something that are being challenged here by this. I was looking at our latest 2025, November 18th, where we voted for our union. We had 391 eligible voters, of which 43 people voted in that election. There was another collective bargaining unit that had 203 and 2 voted in it. I think that we have recognized the fact that we need a better process to be able to recertify.
I'm going to try to do this quickly. Some of you heard me in the last committee and heard my story. I was a teacher in Martin County for 8 years. I resigned at the end of the 24-25 school year. We didn't have a contract. We worked all year without one. We're now 10 months into the next school year, still no contract. We're coming up on 2 years. No contract has been ratified. 2 years ago, you appropriated money for teachers across the state and in Florida, but I'm not going to see a dime of it, and neither will other teachers in Martin County. Why? Because these same parties, the union and the district, who couldn't get a contract ratified in 2 years, did manage to agree on language and insert it in our collective bargaining agreement. And it says that if they fail to reach an agreement prior to July 1st, people who have resigned don't get the money. So I won't get the money, and neither will my other teachers in my position.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I urge you to support this bill.
Good afternoon. My name is Rusty Brown with the Freedom Foundation. I support SB 1296. In 2023, after SB 256 had passed, Miami-Dade teachers approached us to form an alternative union as they had felt the United Teachers of Dade had failed them. At the outset, this new union faced severe resistance. UTD insisted the district ban discussions in schools, prohibited mentions at faculty meetings, and even blocked teachers' internal emails to colleagues. So I ask you, where was their right to collectively bargain? Now, despite this, they gathered nearly 3,000 signatures and qualified for the ballot, yet resistance increased. UTD spread lies about losing contracts and pay and slandered supporters and even distributed defamatory flyers accusing a teacher of offensive language toward the kids without any chance to respond. UTD was recertified with only 27% support from the bargaining unit. We later represented and won an unfair labor practice case on the new union's behalf for blatant discrimination. SB 1296 codifies that victory, ensuring public employees actually have a real way to exercise their right to collectively bargain. I urge a yes vote on SB 256. Thank you.